Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Kidneyjay. The J stands for jerk because my kidneys are a pair of jerks. Okay guys, let's get into this. Of course I had to make a video about this. This is Foodie Beauty's ER trip. We're calling it Foodie Beauty's ER 2022 trip. She possibly has COVID. We'll get into all of that. We all know she's been sick for the last week. She had a lot of backlash for going into public while being symptomatic. This video, I'm just going to jump around, as Chris Cross would say, because it's wiggity wiggity whack. I'm not going to get into the video she did previous to this, which was her apparently in the ER hospital parking lot, ranting and raving at other creators. All I'm going to say is I know for many of my ER trips, I did not stop in the parking lot to click on a live stream, because it was a mother effing emergency. I wouldn't have the energy. I wouldn't have the clarity of mind to do all that. So it is what it is. It's Foodie Beauty style. So let's get into this. Hear what she has to say about her ER trip.
Me a COVID test. So here's what happened. So I go in and I go up to the screening station and there's like all people and they're like screening for COVID. And I was like, I think I have COVID.
I just want to point this out. I sincerely hope she does not have COVID. Even though it looks like she's getting through it okay here. There are long hauler COVID patients that have long-term problems with their lungs and so many other things. But I just find it funny that she whispers COVID when this girl had gonorrhea. She was there's no whispering there. Just saying.
I'm like, I have shortness of breath. I was like, okay, so I'll give you this visor. I had to put like a visor. I have like a picture of me in it, and I have my hospital bracelet I have to take off. So he's like,
okay, a lot of people, some people were saying that maybe this ER trip was faked. I always go through it as if she's telling the truth. The ER bracelet and the whole ceremony of taking it off on video or live stream just makes me cringe. People said, oh, well, maybe this is from another trip. I don't know. I get a stupid hospital bracelet every time I dialyze, which is 3 times a week. I certainly don't come on video taking it off every time. That's all I'm going to say.
Really skinny when you go? So no. Oh, fuck. Hi, Candace Marie. So, anyway, hospital bracelet. Anyway. Yeah, that's your proof. I'm just joking. I'm getting to if I...
See, and there she said it. That's your proof. That's just trolling to aggravate people.
COVID, it's a long story. So then, I don't know yet. Basically, I didn't get the test results. They weren't even going to swab me, but I'll tell you why. Here's the thing, fun. I'm in Ontario. So, I go upstairs to the emergency room and... Come here, Sam! Oh, I fucking God, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Just bear with me. So, I go to the emergency room and I go to sit down. Like, I go to the triage or whatever. I go to sit down, like, near this guy. Like, there was a chair in between us. And he's like, I could see, he went like, literally, he went like this. He went, like, he rolled his eyes. Excuse me, do you mind sitting over there, please? Like, he, like, wanted me to go sit over there. Because I had the visor, so people with visors were, like, suspected COVID people. Like, super infectious people.
Okay, so here's Foodie Beauty rolling her eyes. It sounds like there are a lot of seats in this ER waiting room. Even though there was a chair beside them, or beside the gentleman, this just shows Foodie Beauty's complete lack of regard for other people. I myself would probably go to the other side of the room. My guess is she sat in the first available seat there because she was tired of walking if she's sick. I don't blame this gentleman at all. Either does Foodie Beauty, but this just shows Foodie Beauty just not thinking things through before she does them.
I was nice about it. I don't blame him. Fuck, but I was just like, I feel like a friggin' disease right now. So I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. Anyway, it was like a nice big bariatric chair, anyways. Yeah, and I just like slept, and they called me. I had to go get a chest X-ray, and my lungs were actually clear. Like there was no pneumonia, no pleural effusion or whatever. Hi, Vance Beezer. Nothing like that. I was like really surprised because I'm coughing up like chunks of like, if you're grossed out, like phlegm, like yellow phlegm. So then the doctor was like, I'm glad you came actually because of your former, like your health history. More concerned about the blood clots in your lungs.
Okay, a few things here. She said at the beginning that she was short of breath. This is not someone who is short of breath. Yeah, I'm sure she's coughing. She might feel winded at times, but there have been 3 instances where I've been quote unquote short of breath, and my pulse ox was in the 70s. I think once it was in the 60s. That's when I had collapsed lung, when I had a blood clot, and when I had pulmonary edema. And I could not even finish a sentence. It would be like, I'm not feeling like I couldn't get out what I wanted to say and what I was feeling to doctors. So shortness of breath, she may think she's short of breath, but this is not short of breath. Now, the doctor being so concerned about her lungs, I think was this doctor's primary concern, not so much the COVID. I have a feeling that this is the same hospital where she goes to the clinic where they monitor her INR and her blood thinners, which she has not been following up on. I think they have that on record. Say they want to make sure that she did not have another pulmonary embolism.
And pieces.
Hey everybody.
Pieces
Sorry,
staying
I haven't
away.
been recording or anything.
He's been not feeling well. But he's been talking to me.
Okay,
from
we're
the
gonna leave out the
staircase.
Pete's stuff.
Anyway.
I do want to mention something there.
Yeah, depressed. Might make a chicken soup too. So what was I saying?
By the way, she says Pete's staying on the stairs. I don't know. If I was living with someone and I had a suspected case of COVID, whenever I left my little area, first of all, I would be confined in an area, not the people who didn't have symptoms. So to me, they have this sort of the opposite. Foodie Beauty should not be in the common areas as much as in her room, as well as when I would come out of my little area to go to the kitchen or whatever, I would definitely be wearing a mask. But that's just me, that's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, I don't want him to get it, Julia, but I mean, fuck, what, like, calm the hell down. I don't even know why you're still in my chat.
She's peeved at this.
Okay, what was I talking about? My chest was clear. Oh yeah, and the guy told me off. So I'm like ready to pass out. I'm gonna freaking go. I'm actually sleeping in my room. So, chest x-ray was clear. Yep, clear. Actually, oh yes, I was really excited about my glucose. I did a glucose random. And like the interval, like they tell you what the normal intervals are. It's like between 4 and 11. Mine was 6.1. I remember every single time I used to go when I was like really badly into like addicted to food. It used to be like 17 sometimes. Really bad. So it was like 6.
So yeah, 17 is really bad. We know all this last year. She would go to the ER. Because again, one random glucose test comes back normal. By the way, I believe those intervals that they gave her are for diabetic people. Um, One random glucose test does not cure diabetes. People listening to this, if you have diabetes, don't think you get one random glucose test and you're cured. She still needs to go back to get her A1C done. I don't know if they did it at the ER. I have no idea. But she's going to say she cured her diabetes. I'm going to cringe and we're going to move on because I can't go on about it again.
6.1. That's a really good sugar level. I told you I cured my diabetes. You don't believe me. It's the fucking proof right there. Alright, now, because they wanted me to do, I had to do a D-dimer blood test. Because the doctor couldn't figure out, they were like, your lungs are clear, my oxygen saturation, my blood pressure, all my vitals were like perfect. And so, but the doctor was like, you're breathing very like quickly and like you're short of breath. She listened to my lungs. There was no wheezing. It was clear. So she wanted to do a D-dimer because she was like, maybe it's blood clots in your lungs
Because you haven't followed up at the thrombosis clinic. I'm telling you right now, this is just my opinion. This doctor knows she was non-compliant with her blood thinners, her follow-up blood work. She wanted to make sure it was not a blood clot, as well as COVID and blood clots go hand in hand. It's basically an autoimmune response. Your blood cells, they rev up, which can trigger blood clots.
She's like, I'm really glad you came because of that, just to check. And no blood clots, yay! So, yes, very thankful. Thank you.
By the way, D-dimer is just a blood test they do to see if that's elevated, if you possibly have a blood clot or had one.
But, I hope I start to feel better because, honestly, I'm just feeling worse and worse. So, I don't know. I'll find out. Oh, they did do a COVID swab. She's like, she's like, for you, because of your health problems, I just want to know if you do have the illness, if you have COVID. So she gave me a swab. They aren't testing people really unless they have really serious health issues and they need to know or they want to know because, it can take up to 30 hours or something like that. So it wasn't a rapid test. There's like a shortage of rapid tests. There's a shortage of a lot of shit here, and they're just telling people at this point just to assume. If you have symptoms, just to assume it's that.
Okay, so I'm in Ontario. Foodie Beauty's in Ontario. Yes, you cannot find a rapid test to save your life. I'm guessing they were reluctant in giving her test because, not because the PCR tests, there's a shortage of that. It's because of the lab time. And the lab is just backed up and overwhelmed. This doctor, erring on the side of caution, decided, let's give this lady, this diabetic, woman, a test. A lot of people, again, speculating she didn't get the test because she didn't describe it in detail. I don't know. I have had one. I'll link the video up there of me getting one. They're not the most comfortable thing. And it is a bit surprising that Foodie Beauty did not complain about it. What my question is her doctor last week called her on New Year's Eve, was desperately trying to get a hold of her to talk to her if she's calling on New Year's Eve. Why didn't Foodie Beauty call her doctor and ask her doctor, what should I do? Because she was sitting in that parking lot asking her beezers if she should go in. I don't know why. I'm glad that Foodie Beauty is walking and talking. Like I said before, I hope it's not COVID. We will, she does talk about her weight. I'm not going to get into that. 335, she said. She's upset she can't get beyond that, but, without any effort or real, exercise and food and all that, it's not going to happen.
You haven't had any results back. Yeah, I don't even know what I have yet. I hope it's not COVID. Please, please, please. Number one most thing is I don't want to have a guilty conscience. I don't want to feel like maybe I gave it to someone else. I mean,
Okay, guys, this is the last of what I'm going to say. So she's basically saying is please don't let it be COVID, because I want to say I told you all mofos before when I went into Penningtons, I was in the right. That's all she's saying here. Guys, she's treated her lungs like a freaking trash heap with all the MJ she smokes, and she just basically treats her body like a trash can. And now she's sort of maybe realizing, hey, maybe I should treat my body better. So guys, there is going to be the healthy Chantel for the next maybe 2-3 days, I would say, maybe a week. That's it for me. I know this was a long one. I am sorry. I just wanted to get into sort of every detail about my knowledge living here, having the COVID tests, everything like that. Leave a comment down below. If you're new, subscribe, and I appreciate all of you. Bye.